Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 41st episode of Campaign 2 of Caches and Cantrips for some of your favorite streamers playing Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. What did you do, Max?
Okay.
Moobs was like winking and like flirting with the camera. He was giving like lovey-dovey eyes, and I'm like, wow, Aspic, right now?
Wow.
Like, in front of everybody?
I have to admit, I had your face covered up. It was to read my notes. I'm sorry.
I think it's for the best, because if I wowed Mac, and imagine what it would have done to you.
That's true. The whole game would have been out by now.
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah, dead on the floor, dead.
Oh man, we're joined by our amazing cast of Wayne Dreadful, Mac and Cheese Please, Nina Nikolic, Virtual Spectre, and moves like Jagger from the GGN crew. Hi everybody.
Yay!
That's us.
Hi.
I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening or day, depending on where you are in the world, because Nina's from the future. So mysterious.
It is bright.
It literally is.
That is true.
There's Aurora Borealis out the wazoo.
Really?
It's great.
Did you see it?
Oh.
No, I don't.
Wow.
Apparently, it's all over the UK, but apparently, it's also in Tasmania, which is like kind of like our Mexico, I guess.
I like it.
South
I've
of
never heard
south
the
of the mainland.
comparison, but yeah, it's funny.
Cool. Yeah, apparently
That was so funny.
Canada and like a little bit of Washington, like northern states, will get it as well. And I think peak times are between like 10:30 and 2 for Washington State.
Wow.
I don't know about Canada.
I'm
Well, there
so
you go.
jealous of all of
I
them.
doubt I'll be able to see anywhere I'm at. That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Thank you for the science report. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. I love space, so I
Yeah,
know
I
a lot of
do
things about
too.
space. I'm like, ooh, space.
I do too. Hey, who wants to do a space campaign, chat? Would you want that?
Let's
Yes.
Campaign 3 in space.
Let me Space Marine.
I'll be a space elf, sure.
CNC in space. I don't know. I'm all over that. I'm still thinking about campaign 3.
Uh-oh.
Haven't even started campaign 2. God.
If I don't start this shit early, it's not going to be done in time. Like I'm pretty sure that around, I want to say around episode 45 of campaign 1, I started campaign 2, like the bones of it at least, and figuring out the lore stuff, because it takes a while to build up.
That checks
Wow.
out.
So I guess I got to get moving. Well, I literally have to get moving in the next couple weeks, and then I'll get moving. So in case y'all didn't know, Bud and I are moving across the country, and what that means is this is the last episode
Ever. Wait.
Cantrips campaign 2 until
No.
I don't know, because we don't know when our stuff's going to show
We
up.
just don't know. Yeah.
We know for the next 2 weeks for sure we're not going to be here, but maybe after that, who knows? But we have a gigantic delivery window that we cannot anticipate. So just hop
Love
on our
that for
Discord.
you.
Yeah.
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 So TLDR, hop into our Discord.
Yes.
Discord.gg/Caches and Cantrips, and you can come hang out with us while we can't bring you streamy stuff, and you can get the first knowledge about when we're going to be returning. That sentence was weird, but I'm gonna roll with it.
Just get that first knowledge, man.
Get the first knowledge.
Yeah. I love that. That's a new thing for me now. I'm gonna get that first knowledge.
The first knowledge. Early access. Oh, I'm so stupid.
No, it's great. I love it. It's so poetic.
Anyway, I've never been accused of being a poet. So, also, if you want if you want early access to the first knowledge, anyway, if you want early access to any of our content in our podcast format, or you can head on over to our Patreon, which is also Caches and Cantrips, and get early access. You can help me make an NPC. I might give you something great to do while I don't have my stuff. So get that top tier, help me make an NPC that'll be in the campaign. That'd be fun. But if you do prefer to listen to us instead of looking at us, we do have our podcast, in which I think we're 40 listens away from 4,200 or so.
Dang.
Well, that makes me less offended.
Why?
Why?
Because people don't like looking at us, but it makes me less offended that they listen that much. So that's nice.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be more offensive? 'Cause they prefer that.
Well, as
If
a
they
voice actor,
not looking at us
professional,
that much.
least
They're
there's
like,
something
"Ooh,
that
we
saves us."
really need to listen.
So we literally have faces for radio. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Oh
All
no.
of us.
I
are
mean-
facing
Welcome
the radio.
and Cantrips 69.9.
Maybe we should shift to radio. Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Is it hot in here or just Azric? What? No.
Whoa.
Our negotiation skills are flawless.
Just gonna queue up a soundboard for all the DJ noises. Oh
God,
man.
sound. Oh, it had to be a dragon roar. You know, D&D.
Oh my god.
Not to sidetrack, but like that Parks and Rec radio station where they're just like soundboarding like left and right, just like
Yes.
ooh, like just like really weird shit.
Yes, amazing. Thank you all for listening to the podcast. If there's stuff that I don't know, if you have any ideas for us, or if like something that you like or don't like, let us know. Like either I know on some of the podcast formats you can leave like comments and stuff to us. You could do that. You can hop on our Discord. Just give us your feedback. Let us know what we're doing right and what we're
Does
doing
really
wrong.
help.
Leave a
Yeah.
review, make sure it's 5 stars, and then let us know what you want us to improve to make it 6 stars.
And if you
Yes.
don't like us, you can leave us a review on quick, what's a platform we're not on?
DoorDash.
Yeah,
DoorDash, yeah. And
You
Yelp.
can leave a
Yeah.
review on Yelp for casters and
Yeah.
cantrips.
What's
Let's
the
let
other
all
one?
negative
Reviews.
reviews go. Thank
They're
you.
gonna start receiving surveys from.
What's the one for work? Like, is it Glassdoor or something?
Oh, gladly
Yeah.
Glassdoor
Yeah, you
review.
can leave them on Glassdoor. Let us know if Max is a good boss.
I don't know if I don't want to be a boss ever.
You're not. You're not taking us.
You're a different kind of boss. You're a boss bitch.
Yeah.
You're not
I was
a
gonna say I'm a boss
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
You're not a bitchy boss. You're a boss bitch.
Yeah. If it makes y'all any feel any better, I'm not getting paid either. We actually lose money, but no, that's okay. It's okay.
We're in the red.
That's part of this, so that's okay. But you can subscribe and become a member on YouTube for you on Twitch if you like.
What a great segue.
Yeah.
Don't
Put
forget
us-
to subscribe, hit the bell, tap that thumbs up button, and tell your friends and even your mom because it's Mother's Day this weekend.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, yeah.
Mother's Day.
I
Go
love
tell your
how
mom.
It's
You
a
love her.
different day in the southern hemisphere than in
Yes.
the northern hemisphere. It's like
Mother's
they
Day
have
in the
different
US?
moms. Yeah.
When
Well-
everybody knows about Southern Hemisphere bombs.
Well,
Can't
Canada has
tell
a
me about
different
it.
Mother's Day too, I think, and it always trips me up. It's like, what,
Really?
I missed Mother's
I
Day?
didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
something like that. Anyway, I think before we go totally off the rails, maybe we should go ahead and get settled in for tonight's episode of Casters and Cantrips.
Mhm.
Mm.
What do you think about
Mm-hmm.
that? Our story last left off with our heroes sabotaging the work of the inventor, Thaldir. Cooter, Hayden, and Taj began going through the personal effects inside of their room. The interior was in complete disarray, papers strewn about, a once organized work area. After scrutinizing his works, it appeared that his invention was not only possible, was also a marvel of arcane engineering. And the group also found a small, ornate wooden display box that contained a metallic rod with gems embedded in the body. The party believed that this must be the invention. Hayden was able to unlock the display case and dispense the rod into Cooter's bag of holding. Outside of the search, Emmy and Azric were keeping watch in the courtyard area, where sometime later a large group of combatants started making their way towards the room. After Azric intervened to keep the rest of the party from being found, a fight ensued in the courtyard. Ultimately, the invisible party members were able to slip away from the combat, while Azric was able to polymorph himself into a large flying beast and swooped in to pick up Emmy and return to the safety of their ship to meet with the rest of the group. Back on the ship, the party took the invention known as the Arcane Illuminator and stashed it in the captain's quarters of the Unfortunate, where they also came up with plans to thwart the presentation that was set to be given during the Mercantile Symposium of Progress. During their downtime waiting for the symposium, the group decided to test the ability of the Arcane Illuminator, where Hayden agreed to try the device as the rest of the party felt nothing when they wielded it. As soon as Hayden touched the item, it was as if his mind was opened to an entirely new universe of possibilities, completely overwhelming him and placing him into a fugue state. After confirming the power of this device, the group stashed it once again in the captain's quarters and began to prepare for the symposium. And that is where we'll begin our episode this evening. I will say, as a point of order, and this is 100% my fault before we officially get started, just to be clear, Thalanis is the guy from the magic shop. Thaldir is the guy who made the device. I'm pretty sure I mixed them up. I don't know if I mixed them up in the episode last time, but I did mix them up in one of my synopses. So that's my fault. And my bad. So Thaldir.
Thaldir is the guy we're ruining.
Yes, you're ruining Thaldir's life.
Okay.
Thalanis peddles magical items to people in a secret back room with a riddle door. Maybe y'all are onto something about people with the same syllable names.
That's what I was like, it's this guy, right?
Yeah.
All use magic.
Could you just name all the bad guys with the same syllable name so that then, you know, like
Next
it's
one's
really
gonna be
easy to
Thalnor.
know which ones they are? Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting
Thanks.
theming. It is currently Fire's Day. Sextus the 6th, which is the Mercantile Symposium in progress. It is happening this day, and supposedly just before lunchtime, the Gilded are to appear to do the opening ceremony.
Do we have like a schedule? Like, do we know when we are doing our like auction, or is that in the evening?
That is in the evening at the Gilded Spire, and you know that your art contact is going to have transportation available to you. So Ashbourne Galleries is going to get you there.
And then, does Cooter have like a presentation as well? Like, I'm just trying to see the order of events here.
Cooter gave her presentation to privately. already.
Yeah, I
Privately.
did the
Okay,
private-
I wasn't sure if it was like at the thing. Okay.
I think originally we were maybe considering it, but then the opportunity presented itself, and thus, success. Let's hope to not have to do it again. Bada bing, bada boom, big shit.
I guess if we're on the ship, I go over to Hayden and kind of like walk near him, and I'm like, do you think you want to touch the orb again or no?
I'd probably rather not.
Do you
the
make
moment?
such good progress? Why don't you want to touch it?
Well, to be quite frank, the last time I did it, I felt like absolute shit for the rest of the day. And since we have a lot of stuff going on, I kind of need to be at the top of my game, so...
Suppose. But promise me we will keep working at it, no?
Sure.
Thank you. And I just kind of like drift away. Like, I got what I wanted. I'm leaving.
Do we need to get dressed up today? Are we fancy pantsing?
Oh, yeah, it's the symposium, of course.
Oh, all right,
To
all
look
right.
the part. We're smooching with rich assholes, so we have to look extravagant.
What if instead I just looked like a cat for the rest of the day? Or maybe a goldfish.
How are you going to move around as a goldfish?
Oh, I hadn't thought that far ahead. I just don't really want to schmooze with people. I'm not very good at it.
I mean, yes, that's fine. You can parade as a cat if you like. Maybe it's a fashion statement. If someone has a handbag that's a fishbowl,
Ooh, is that a thing? That's really cool.
we can make it a thing.
Do you want me to be your fashion accessory? I could be whatever you want.
Oh, no, not me.
Oh, okay. I mean, just like looks around at people expectantly, like any takers.
I'm just like looking at my nails, like no.
I have the bucket. What about the bucket?
Oh, no, I don't have to be a goldfish. I was just thinking how it's nice to be a goldfish. You know the saying, ignorance is bliss. When you turn into a goldfish, you just kind of chill out for a while. No, I could be like a cat or a dog or like a snake. Ooh, a pet snake is really cool.
I think we might leave the bucket behind, Kuta.
All right. We might need it, but all right.
I guess I'll just be Emmy.
You do not
And-
like yourself? No?
Well,
Do you not
What,
like yourself? You do not
Oh,
want to be
I just, people always want to talk to me and then I always mess it up. So that was what I was concerned about. But
Then do not talk to them. It is that easy. Just give them a look, like, go away.
I mean, like just like stares, like this had never occurred to her that she could just like not talk to someone. You're a little worried you broke her for a second there, and then she's just like, oh, okay.
I put like 2 hands on her cheeks and I'm like, you alone.
Okay.
And I drift away.
in
So
some
he's like trying to figure out how this works.
in some experience that I have in my lifetime with the fair opposite ladies, I just forgot what I was gonna say. I just said a bunch of bullshit. What you can do, I mean, is if we have a fan, you can cover your mouth, or half your face, and
I don't have a fan.
Oh.
Do you have one I could borrow?
not a nice one.
Okay, it doesn't have to be nice.
Give me 1 second. And I go into my chest of costumes
Yeah.
and I whip out 3. Do you like this back one?
This is nice. Plus, no one can tell what I'm saying if I want to
Okay.
whisper secrets.
That is
I don't actually know if you could hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. Well,
It's really big.
while everyone was chit-chatting, Kudo already chucked on her fineries. And she's like, because she doesn't have much to put on, it's just like a little bit of a cloak and a little bit of a hat. And ready to go.
She probably gets like some like clip-on earrings that just kind of like
Don't have any
Truly,
ears. You just have to stick them
give
to the
ear
sides of me holes.
Hmm.
And Chowder has a lot of piercings. If you want like actual holes, you can do it.
Hey, you don't have to pierce just your ears. I've seen pirates that pierce all sorts of things. Their ears, yes, but also their lips, their eyebrows, their tongues, and then someone interrupts me.
But why on earth would you do that?
I don't know.
Just
Right,
remember,
well.
we need to be disguised on the way. We don't want unwanted attention.
Yes, we don't
I
want
like
to get
turn to my
attacked.
chest and I'm like, okay, what do you guys want to be?
Ooh. Well, I want to be a pirate again. I had a lot of fun last time. But I think that's maybe not the best idea.
I put my dice away, so beep, 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 beep.
No, a pirate is not suited for this kind of
Okay.
environment.
A princess?
That might raise suspicion.
Okay. A pie sailor?
What is that exactly?
A
Like
pie
I sell
sailor.
pies. No, seller.
pie
Like I sell
Seller.
pies.
Oh,
Hmm?
yeah. Well, you could be whatever you want to be, I suppose. Maybe you could disguise yourself as the catering for the event.
No, you don't really want me near food. I'm just going to try to hide in the back with this big fan, I think. And
All
not
right,
talk
then.
to people.
You could still do your cat idea. You don't have to dress up.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm going to be a cat.
Whatever makes you comfortable, Emmy.
can be a cat for like 6 hours. So
Were you counting? Is that why you stopped?
yeah, I was like, yeah. So I'll wait right until we're about to go in, and then I'll be a cat.
Okay.
I want to be a hairless cat.
Okay. Hypoallergenic, just
Yeah,
sure.
and I'm hoping Taj puts like a little like a jeweled like a rich people jeweled collar on me or something.
I like it. I can do it. Do I need to roll for this, or are we just doing it?
I mean, I'm literally a cat, so there's really no questions whether or not I'm a cat.
Yeah, you've got to roll if you're giving anyone a disguise.
You're
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna
accessorizing me.
disguise, I guess. Well, you guys want disguises, or I know we talked about it, but
I'm all set, so it's.
I think I need to be because I'll definitely attract attention in this place.
Hayden, 100%.
Yeah, Hayden has to be.
what do you want to be this time?
The cartel is after you, Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
Yeah.
Pretty sure you all have been attacked more than I have.
Well, Taj and I can change at will. So.
Me too. Sort of.
I
Would you
thought
be
I'd
a
just-
rich merchant and I can be your pet cat? Are you allergic to cats?
Don't believe so.
Okay, well, I'll do a hairless one just in case.
Is that not why they're after him
I spent
already?
A good chunk
He's
of
allergic
gold.
to cats? That's why they're going to arrest you? I didn't know you could be arrested for that.
Oh, because his family are rich merchants.
Oh.
Here I have this fancy outfit that I wore for maybe 2 hours since we've been here. Why can't I just wear that?
You can
Because
wear
then
that, and I
you-
can doctor up your face.
Oh, yeah, give him a beard.
The point is that we have been attacked every time we have gone out as ourselves, and we do not want that to happen again. No,
Sure.
this is an important day. We have a lot of money to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Hmm?
A beard or maybe a fancy eye patch.
Ooh,
You can do both
yeah.
if you want. Do you want a beard?
Sure.
Give him a
And-
goatee and a trilby.
It's a trophy.
Oh,
A fedora.
Oh. Like, I don't know. I know those things.
It's the
I'm sorry.
accurate term because I'm
maybe a nice
a nerd.
shoulder cape.
A shoulder cape. That's very fancy.
I think it'll go with my outfit.
I reach into my like bag and get all the stuff, and I'm like doctoring him up.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make your roll for your disguise kit.
What skill do I add?
Proficiency bonus and dexterity, I believe. It's a +4.
Sorry, I'm terrible at simple math. 13.
13. Okay.
Buddha, what do you want to be?
Sorry?
Kudo? Oh, you're too. Never mind.
Zooter. That's her name, remember? She probably didn't understand you were talking to her.
Oh, I muted. My bad. I was just talking to myself for a brief moment. As long as people don't recognize me at all.
Right? And I like give her like a wig, you know, that's like short and like kind of round, like a 50s style wig.
Love it.
And there's
That's
like maybe
really
like
cute.
a headband and a bow in there. We do like a like Princess Diaries moment, and I like take her glasses off of her, you know, and she's like a different person. And
I love that you
Give her
keep doing that to
contact,
both
you know?
Emmy and Cooter, and every time you do it, we just immediately go back to how we look.
you're like, whoa,
I'm like, it's so good, but
beauty.
so good. So good.
All right, make your roll for Cooters. disguise?
Hold on. 22.
Ooh.
I
Nice.
look gorgeous.
You look pretty,
Never felt better
girl.
All right.
in my whole life.
I will say that it's probably about 10 in the morning or so. You know that the opening ceremony is going to happen in probably an hour or so. So if there's anything that anyone you wanted to talk to or prepare before then, you can. Otherwise, you can just go.
How long is the full event?
The
all
Mercantile
day?
Symposium of Progress is all day.
Yeah. And how long does it take us to get there from here?
From the docks, maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe 20 minutes or so.
Okay. I'm going to just wear a cloak until we get there then.
And I will say that there is not a free spot in the entire harbor for any ship of any size to dock. It is completely full. You can look down onto like the wharf. It's just like full crowds already. This is a major event.
Wowee, it's so busy. Better get a hustle on then. No time for the coffee cart.
Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of refreshments on the way.
So, you do notice that there is signage on the way to the to where they're holding this opening ceremony. There's signage that refers to innovation pavilions, artisan markets, culinary delights, merchant guild halls, entertainment venues, all sorts of things, and just pointing different things out anywhere. For culinary delights, you can see just huge spreads of food carts just everywhere. Any sort of exotic
Oh.
foods
Does it
or
smell
drinks
good?
or anything. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Forgot to eat dinner. Dang it.
I wish to take some sample. Are there samples? Are people giving out samples?
Absolutely.
Cooter and Emmy are about to go full like old lady in Costco right now.
Let's say they're like little bites from toothpicks, and they're selling like full meals or
We're like loading them up.
Just got our little paper plate full of all the noms, all the bite-sized morsels.
Yeah, so for like bite-sized stuff, there's a cart for dragonfire roasted venison. There's some roast boar. There's some they call it Sylvan berry crumble, which is like a sweet like dessert. Think of like a cobbler. There's some one person who's a goblin that's has her own cart that just says Goblin's Delight, and it looks like skewers.
Oh no.
And it's
Oh,
just
no.
like grilled skewers, and it actually looks good. It's like a shish
Do they-
kebab with like meat,
do they look
vegetables,
related to chowder?
fungi. What?
I said, do they look related to chowder?
Do they look
Is there
related
something
to
she would
chowder?
make? Yeah.
Oh, the skewers. No,
No, the person selling it.
no, it doesn't
Goblin-
look like anything that chowder would make. If that's what you're asking.
That's not what I'm asking. I was asking if she was over here trying to make some extra cash selling something called Goblin's Delight.
No.
Yummy. I want to know more about the Goblin Delights.
Yeah. So you see.
Scribe paste.
Yeah. So, it is basically like a grilled skewer of some sort of mystery meat, different vegetables, onions, and like some mushrooms. It's got some seasoning with like some really heavy spices. And there's like a little tangy dipping sauce. It's made of like a chili paste and some other things. So it's very flavorful, bit spicy. Not as spicy as like dwarven food, but
Very tasty. But not tasty enough. Let's move on.
Taj
Where
goes-
is
Oh.
the opening thing? Sorry, Taj, continue.
Taj goes to like the the berry cobbler and like just like throws however much down, like if there's like a thing, and she just like takes it, and like this is the first time you're like seeing her not really composed, you know, like she loves berry cobbler and it's like dribbling down her face, and it's like very uncharacteristic of her to look like this.
yeah,
I think we've found her kryptonite.
I take out a handkerchief and I like dab Taj's cheeks, and you've got quite a bit on your face there, darling.
I like, as I'm like mouthful, I look up at Azrak and I'm like, oh, do I? I'm just like talking with my mouth full, just completely
is
like,
it- sorry.
just
Like, it's
completely not.
clear that she loves it, right? Like
Yeah,
she loves
yeah.
berry cobbler.
Yeah.
When they're not looking, Emmy's gonna go back over to where she got the berry cobbler and see if they have any fresh berries. And I'm gonna grab some so I can get the seeds from them later.
Yeah, so you find it's an elvish man who's sort of peddling the berry crumble. And if you ask him about the berries,
If he sells me seeds, that'd be even better. But
well, I don't have any seeds here. I mean, I just have the berries. The seeds are what I use back home to grow my wild
okay, I'll
berries.
just take one bunch of berries. Thank you.
You absolutely will not. This is proprietary.
If I promise to never sell them?
Oh, I could perhaps license them to you.
Okay, how much would that cost?
Are you planning to grow your own berries?
Oh, it's just so that I can have it when we're not on this island.
I see.
My friend really likes them.
And what sort of scale are you looking at growing these berries?
They're to feed one person.
One person. For how long?
Yes. Until she dies. How long do humans live?
Good question.
Yeah, I have no clue,
Yes, one
actually.
person.
It's just
I
occurring
also
to me.
have
time.
another question.
I think
Oh,
that
hi,
a
Exeter.
reasonable price of 200 gold pieces for month in perpetuity would be amicable to be in
I
business.
don't have that. What if instead I give you, and I'm going to rummage in my stuff and offer him some other seeds. I have a bunch of other seeds in my inventory.
Mhm.
Is Emmy still a cat?
No,
Is
I'm not
my
a cat yet. I'm wearing a cloak.
What sort of seeds are these?
I don't know. Vegetables. Oh, I know what we can do. Okay, actually, I have a plan. I will cast plant growth on your seeds if you give me some for free.
No, I will license
Okay,
my
Means
proprietary
if you
seeds
plant
to
your
you.
seeds today, you literally won't have to do anything and they'll grow perfectly and more abundantly than they ever have for the next 8 months.
He looks around and sort of kicks up like the dust covered like stone of the road. Why do you suggest I'm going to grow any seeds now?
I'm
They're
saying
not
you could literally
here.
grow them right here if you had seeds. Okay, what if I give you instead? I have this beautiful scale. It's a merchant's scale. I don't know why I have that, but it's really pretty.
And he just like looks like around Emmy to look for like someone that's like maybe in
Like,
her
who
party
owns me?
or like in charge
parent.
of you, like an adult.
What if I steal the seeds and turn into a cat?
Well, he has fruits. He doesn't have seeds. He told you he
Yeah,
doesn't have
fruits
seeds.
have seeds inside them.
You could steal some
It's
of the
not
fruit
like
if you'd
nowadays where the government makes it so you can't
gosh.
just grow anything from everything. This is D&D times.
My
Let me
God.
live my
Max.
fantasy, Max.
You
Max,
certainly
it's
can.
D&D time, not government time.
Oh my
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Why are you
Come on,
taking
Max.
seeds?
I just
Just
told
give me some
you.
seeds of Tatchel like Emmy.
I just told
I
you.
can't believe you. No, okay.
I just told you he had fruit there. He's willing
Uh-huh.
to sell it because this is the mercantile symposium
I thought he was just
of
selling
progress.
pies and he didn't want to give me his fruit since I said I wanted seeds. I will buy a bunch
Well,
of fruit, please.
He's not selling the fruit. He's licensing them because he thinks they're proprietary to him because it's a special blend that he made.
Oh, but I don't have
ever-
200 gold. That's so much money for berries. What the fuck?
Per month in perpetuity.
Yes. How about I pay you next month?
Next month. Do you?
Yes. I'm very reliable.
I suppose that we could work out some sort of invoice. What
Mhm.
company are you with?
I'm going to give him the company of that Lucian guy that we've been talking with.
The one who's helping you? Okay.
Yeah. It's just
Lucian
like berries. Give me
Ashbourne
the freaking berries.
of Ashbourne Gallery. It's like
I did not think
Ashbourne.
any of this would be hard for the record. I thought I would just buy some berries and be on my way.
that's the lesson of the Guild of
I
Trolls.
know.
Ashbourne Galleries. What are they interested in? It's fine. I will make out the invoice, and
It's
you're looking
when they
for.
do showings and they have guests. So actually, if you could give them a discount because they'll tell people where the berries come from. Mhm.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh-oh. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Oh man.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Someone help me. 5.
Can I help her?
Do you have inspiration?
No, you're not. You don't know this is happening.
Oh, that's right. I don't know
It's a
what's
surprise.
happening.
Only
have
Cooter, I think,
inspiration?
knows.
Dang it.
I do. Will you let me use it?
Yeah.
Even though I should use it. Okay. 9? Such a good use of inspiration, y'all.
My
He goes,
persuasion is god
I think
awful,
you should
but I
get
can try.
inspiration for her using inspiration for this.
Oh, 19.
What does
18.
Cooter say?
This is Emmy. She's special. Can you just give her a berry?
What was it? What was it that you said first?
I said that we needed to license some berries because then we'd be serving them at gallery showings for Lucian's company.
Oh yes, because we have that marvelous event coming up next month. That's
Mhm.
right. We're expecting a huge showing, wonderful new pieces. That's why we're here. We're trying to get lots of the hoity-toity types to come and attend.
Oh, you want the berries, and you want to get a sample in order to potentially have a much bigger order for your. Why didn't the girl say that? I thought she was going to
Well, you
grow
know,
her own berries.
sometimes she was a little
I
bit
would never
excited.
do that. I guess I should roll a deception now.
No, you're fine.
And we would love to put some of your flyers out if that's all right. Do you have any spare materials that we
Listen.
can
I will give you.
perhaps as a sponsor for the event?
Yes, yeah. He fills
Really,
a small like
you should be
basket,
paying us.
a small basket of just like different wild berries. Take
Yes.
this, and I want you to make sure that Mr. Ashbourne personally receives these because I want his opinion on what these are. And if
Yes.
he enjoys them and they are good enough for the clientele, then come back. I will have an
Mhm.
invoice ready. We'll figure out how many attendees are. I can do anything special with the berries that you want, or it is quite all the rage just to have fresh fruit. Apparently, not
Mhm.
everyone gets that. So come back. Tell me how they are,
Mhm.
please. This
Oh,
This is
marvelous!
wonderful.
Thank you
I
so
love the
much.
Symposium.
He
I
will
love
be
it.
so impressed.
Emmy just does this. She just holds up a fan, so she has to stop talking.
All right, shall we? I think it might be close to opening ceremony time.
Oh, yeah,
No?
let's go. I'm gonna take the berries and wrap them and put in my pocket so I can dry them out later and
Mhm.
use the seeds.
make sure you put on your character sheet that you
They
have.
are already. I put him there when this conversation started. I was never leaving without these berries. Because I'm gonna figure
Perfect.
out how to teach our chef to cook cobbler pie cobbler
you go.
for Tosh.
Yeah. It's almost like the Gilded Atoll is like an allegory of late stage capitalism or something like that.
Oh man, not in my D&D. We just talked about this.
Alrighty. So you've secured your berries. Congratulations. Side quest completed.
Marvelous.
Sorry, y'all. I did not realize I was walking into that.
So you continue along and you see other culinary delights like elven fresh salad from Halfling's Feast, Gnomish gourmet gumbo. There's some celestial ambrosia, some other like hoity-toity type stuff. But you make your way into a large sort of open courtyard space where basically going from the docks opens to a large courtyard which kind of leads into other like feeder streets for the rest of the atoll. And this is pretty close to where in fact it is right where you will be heading this evening to get your ferry over to the Gilded Spire this evening. So just as the sun is rising up into the top of the sky, you can see that there are these opulent sort of transport small like boats. And there are a total of 5 of them. And these are essentially like, think like not quite like a gondola like in Italy, but sort of similar vibes where it's just like a single passenger boat. There's someone rowing on either side, but in the middle it is completely covered with like a canopy and like these ornate like curtains. You don't know, it's just like a bunch of wild like regalia on the outside of these things. And they are all colored slightly differently with different sort of markings on the outside of them, but they all have some things of like gold. So there's one that's polished gold with like silver filigree. There's one that has like deep emerald green with accents of gold on it. There's another like a deep purple with gold sigils over it. There's more of a metallic gold that looks almost like an aged bronze of sorts. And then there's one that is like a pearlescent white with gold accents. And you all can easily surmise, as everyone else did, that each of these is representative of one of the gilded that are coming for the opening ceremony. And you can see them, they came from the spire, and they're coming across almost like in a formation, making like a big show out of it. And once they make landfall, there's a large sort of stage built up, and each one of the sort of water carriages, I will say, opens up the side, and you see a large retinue of the emissaries of the Golden Mask. There are at least probably 10 for each member of the Gilded. It is very heavily guarded, each one of these members are. And that is not counting those that are amongst the just populace for this event. And when each of these people step out of their sort of aquatic carriages, you all notice that similar to the emissaries of the Golden Mask, probably why they have them, is that each one of them are wearing a mask similarly over their face. They're wearing various shades of color on these resplendent robes, and you notice each of the robes matches each of the carriages. So Let's see. Each of the masks matches the characters. I apologize. They all have a sort of robe and cloak with like a deep emerald green that's sort of a billowing cloak that's got this elaborate gold embroidery all over it. It shimmers in the sunlight. And the first one of the gilded that you catch, and you notice that every single one of the gilded, they walk with the exact same stride. They're the exact same height, the exact same build. The only thing that anyone could perceivably tell a difference between them is their mask. They look utterly identical. And there are rumors that swirl around that they're all like, you know, a collection of 6 perhaps brothers and sisters, or 5 I should say, brothers and sisters, or that they're all from the same like family or clan or whatever. Other people have surmised that it's magic, so no one knows who they are. There's all sorts of wild speculation about them. But the first, they're wearing sort of a mask that is the pearlescent white with these intricate golden accents. And there's these delicate patterns that are resembling like ethereal wisps and flowing tendrils. The mask is sort of slightly curved, sort of evoking like a serene or like mysterious aura about them. And for those of you that have done checks previously about the gilded, this one is known as the Echo. Next, you see one wearing a solid metallic, like burnished metallic gold mask that looks like the aged bronze. It's etched with these ornate designs that are sort of inspired by almost like different types of craftsmanship, like dwarven craftsmanship, things like that. It's shaped in almost like a square jaw format. This mask that sort of resembles like a human face, like all of them do, sort of projecting like strength and authority. They are known as the Luminary. The next one, their mask is shades of deep purple, intricate golden sigils with swirling arcane patterns across the surface. It's very angular, and it's also asymmetrical, sort of giving an enigmatic allure to this person. And this is the Oracle. Up next, there is a sort of very regal mask that is the same emerald green that matches all of the robes that they're wearing, with accents of gold embellished with similar swirling patterns, but more reminiscent of ocean waves than just like magical swirling. But these sort of frame the eyes and the upper face. It's very smooth and oval shaped, almost like a calm yet authoritative presence. This is the Vizier. And the last to exit their aquatic sort of carriage, there's a sleek mask that's just polished gold adorned with delicate sort of silver filigree patterns all along the edges, covering almost the entire upper half of the face of this mask. The shape almost resembles like a hawk's visage, very like angular, very pronounced nose, sharp angles and defined lines. This is the Sovereign. And they all sort of approach the raised sort of rostrum and all ascend the stairs in an identical, in unison stride. It's almost eerie. And if you all would remember, the Gilded Atoll has an organization known as the Consortium that basically runs everything on the Gilded Atoll. It's like their form of government. The Gilded are the head of this consortium. They essentially control different sectors of the island's economy and they influence its direction. Each member is said to specialize in a particular trade or interest. So each of them have their own sort of specialization, but these 5 are the top of the food chain on the Gilded Atoll. So much so that they have their own spire in the middle of the atoll that's built on an island. Gaining the favor of one of the Gilded would essentially make your entire business. So those businesses that you've come across on the atoll that are gilded something, that means that they have been personally approved by one of the member of the Gilded, and it is a huge prestigious honor to have that, which basically signals to everyone that comes onto the island or that is on the atoll that this is the best of the best. It's their personal seal of approval. And you can see that as they ascend onto the rostrum here, everyone sort of falls silent. The crowd sort of just all dies down. No one is moving, going anywhere, saying anything. All eyes are on the Gilded here. And as they sort of stand, and it's almost like they're taking in the just aura of the people that are giving them their undivided attention. They sort of stand there, equally spaced, motionless, silent, until the Sovereign steps forward. And the Sovereign is typically known as sort of the mouthpiece of the Gilded. When there are events like these, they will address the crowd. And the Sovereign begins to speak to everyone, and you immediately notice that there is an unnatural amplification to their voice, probably due to some arcane means, but to make sure that they can address everyone. When they say, "Esteemed guests, merchants, and artisans of the Gilded Atoll, welcome to the Mercantile Symposium of Progress. As we gather here today, in this heart of our illustrious atoll, we stand at the threshold of a new era of prosperity and innovation. The Mercantile Symposium of Progress is not merely a gathering of traders and entrepreneurs. It is a celebration of the boundless potential that lies within each and every one of us. For centuries, the Gilded Atoll has been a beacon of commerce and culture, a melting pot where ideas converge, fortunes are made, and dreams take flight. From the bustling markets of our streets to the opulent halls of the Gilded Spire, our atoll pulsates with the energy of ambition and aspiration. But let us not forget that our success is not solely measured in coin and commerce. It is measured in the bonds we forge, the knowledge we share, and the progress we make together. In this spirit of collaboration and cooperation, let us embark on this journey of discovery, innovation, and enlightenment. Together, we will unlock the secrets of the arcane, chart new frontiers of exploration, and usher in an era of unprecedented prosperity for all who call the Gilded Atoll home. So let us raise our voices in celebration, and let the symposium begin. Long live the Gilded Atoll. Long live progress and posterity. And at the end of this, there is an uproar to everyone in attendance, sort of commanding the attention of everyone. In just a short, succinct speech, it inspires the hearts of the populace here. And with that, there is an uproar of applause. And then at this point, everyone that was so captivated by the Gilded, the Sovereign bows, steps back, and they all, in the same way that they came in, They all descend the staircase back to their carriages, and you can see that they return in the same formation that they came in, back to the Gilded Spire to prepare for their festivities of the day. But welcome to the Mercantile Symposium of Horrors, everybody.
Oh, wow. That was spectacular. Where do we start?
That was really impressive.
Telling out.
You have anything that you want to go see first? Huda? I know you are most excited for this.
I am, yes, but perhaps maybe is there a program somewhere so that we can see where what was his face's presentation is? Because I think that's our first
Okay.
priority, no? Yes.
What's up,
Valdir, Val
William?
North, Valness, one of them. I know. I have the memory of a tank.
What does that mean?
It means it's impenetrable.
Right.
Stuff doesn't come in nor does it come out. It's in there somewhere most of the time.
I'm sure there's a stage that has a schedule somewhere listed.
Do I perceive one?
Is there an information booth somewhere?
Well, you have to download the app to be able to see the schedule.
Ah. Yeah.
They can't just hand it out or like post it
Are they giving
anywhere.
out like colored armbands? Like
what-
which color
what's
ones did we
the-
get?
I don't have any service. What is the Wi-Fi around the code?
Maybe if we
Oh.
touch the rod, we'll get the Wi-Fi.
I think we're supposed to scan that spectacled square on the wall to get more information.
I thought that was abstract art.
It is a code.
You do joke, but there are sort of arcane like visualization that can show you like what is happening. So there
Oh,
there
lovely.
are literal spells that are cast on things that can give you directions or view the schedule, things like that.
Yes, we wish to view the schedule for specifically for Thaldir's presentation, so that we know how much time we have.
Yeah. So you make an Arcana roll. Anybody who wants to.
Ha 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 ha. 8.
16.
Mm-hmm.
10.
I'm overwhelmed by choice.
Yeah, so this is essentially like a amalgamation of like a like programmed illusion with maybe a little bit of magic mouth, I believe is what it is, that is sprinkled in there, which basically makes this a fully interactable experience. So as you are going through and looking through this, when you're interested in basically the what's the word I'm looking for, presentations, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For just so that we know where and when to intercept old mate.
Yeah, so if you go to the innovation pavilions, you hear like a disembodied voice tell you, innovation pavilions, they are located to the east of the central square. Times are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please see the schedule, and it just shows up. And you can see that there are a ton of people that are giving presentations. You notice your buddies that you met in the tavern. There's one for Glim Spanner Sprocket for his Quicksilver Messenger Birds. Celestia is doing the Ethereal Essence Perfume. Thistlewick is his automated potion crafting station. And then there is Eloin is doing a Spatial Coalescence wardrobe. There are plenty of others. Let me find them.
Oh, Taj, are you interested in seeing that wardrobe?
Hmm?
Might be an interesting upgrade to your chest.
Sure. It might be a good thing to look at.
There is a elemental engraving forge from Garn, bioluminescent ink quills from Leora. There's something that's called a harmony harmonium, with the inventors being Silversong. Astral projection mirrors, clockwork servant companions.
Ooh.
This is fancy.
There is also one that just says a special presentation brought to you by the Skyward Emporium. And that is at 7 p.m. It's like the anchor of it. You don't see any direct mention of Thaldir on the schedule.
But it sounds like it might be that 7 p.m. one. There's no other mention of it, right?
Yep.
So I'm guessing we have a little bit of time to kill, but we don't know when he's going to show up.
Or if he is going to show up, we might
Yes,
have
that's true
ruined him
too.
altogether, but we do not know that yet. One can only hope.
That's right. Well, where shall we start?
Do you find anything interesting that actually might help the ship or the crew?
I was thinking potentially that wardrobe situation sounded interesting, perhaps useful for Taj. And then, I mean, I don't know how that perfume will go. Not sure it was the best idea when I saw that. Any other ideas?
Is anything about like maybe weaponry or
Oh,
Is there anything
had
for
at this
weapons?
point, by the way.
For there's also, aside from like innovation pavilions, there are like directions to specific merchant, like different guilds. So like there's the Merchant Guild of Artisans, Guild of Culinary Masters, there's a Guild of Innovators, Guild of Maritime Traders, Guild of Alchemists and Herbalists, and like a Guild of Art. So like specifically something like to try and like buy a thing would probably be through like the guilds. Whereas the sort of innovation pavilions are like, I made an invention and I'm trying to like get some investors kind of thing. Think of this as kind of like a mixture of like E3 meets like, you know, Land of Tomorrow type vibes kind of thing. Yeah.
It might be worth checking out some of the artisan showings if we wanted to look at some upgrades, I suppose.
sure? I've got
If we
one
want
too.
something that's ready-made, I'm not sure we'd be prepared to make an investment per se.
Not yet.
Maybe in the future. In that case, let's shall we take a quick peruse?
Sure. Let's see.
Perhaps at the was there artisans would be like weaponry and things.
Yeah, potentially. It's depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for like magical stuff, like to buy, probably not here. But like the artisans will have those handcrafted goods and like normal weaponry and like crafts or like cannons might be from like the Guild of Maritime Traders, that kind of stuff. But if you're looking like for some hardcore magic stuff, that's what the Gilded Spires Gala and After Party and all that stuff is for.
Yes. In that case, is there anything perhaps that we're wanting for the ship that we're missing?
Nothing offhand.
In any case, then suppose we might as well just hustle on down and scope out the area here, I guess. See
Well,
where we
let's
can
do it.
get Taj in later on.
I would like to see what is this all about. So let us go. No?
Yes,
Alright.
let's.
And I just like sashay away. Like I'm tired of standing here.
Yeah.
You're in
What
front
are
of
we
the
doing?
information terminal, like you're sitting there in the mall, and it's like, how do I get to like the Jamba Juice? Or like, is it this way? Like,
We'll just pick away and find our way.
yeah. So what interests you all? What would you like to do? It is up to you.
We want to see the wardrobe.
Absolutely. So you know it's going to start in maybe like an hour's time or so. You've noticed that a lot of the people that you met are like early in the schedule. For some reason, they're not the headliners.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah. This perfume thing is going to go gangbusters. You
Uh-huh.
just wait.
So you kill some time and you make it there in time for the spatial coalescence wardrobe. And you see a lot of people like rapidly exiting the tent, sort of like coughing, and just like gagging a little bit. And by the time that you get there, it's mostly dissipated, but you know that it's that perfume that's just awful.
Yeah, I'm glad we missed that one.
And it seems like that there's like a rotation of people. So like a lot of people left there, and then some people start trickling in for this presentation. And they all kind of have that inquisitive look about them, like, do you smell something weird in here? Like, does something smell funny? Like, they don't know what it is, so they weren't here, and it's mostly dissipated. But they all have that look, like, is that something weird? Like, is, you know, that kind of thing.
Ugh, did you fart?
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And you wait, and there's probably a good 15 minutes or so, but like changeover between them. And you see Eloin, and she's a very simple setup. It looks like she's got like a very simple wooden table, with like a tablecloth, and like a handmade sign behind her that says, you know, Spatial Coalesce Wardrobe by Eloin. And she sort of comes up, and very hard to hear. As you remember, she's very soft spoken. And she just sort of stands there, and everyone's kind of like anticipating and waiting. And then she puts like the small, like the I don't hate to say small, but it's probably like 1 foot squared or 1.5 feet squared little box. And it's on the table, and she goes, "This is my invention, the Spatial Coalescence Wardrobe. It's an enchanted wardrobe, and it allows you to store an extensive collection of clothing, more than an ordinary closet. And it remains lightweight whenever you put your wardrobe in it. And it's very easily transportable." And like she grabs it and then like lifts it up, and there's a handle. Like she just lifts it. It's like a little swivel handle on top. And then she drops and like puts it down in front of her. And she says, "I'll demonstrate it now." And she steps over and like kneels down. And she like hits like a corner of it that becomes like a recessed button. And you hear like a very satisfying like click from it. And she steps back like kind of quickly, like 2 or 3 paces. And when the click happens, there's a moment where everyone's like, is this thing gonna work? Like it takes like not a long amount of time, but like long enough to where like, what's going on? And then it surprises people in the front, because you see that this thing literally turns into like a wardrobe closet the size of what Azric may have in his captain's quarters. And it just sort of just essentially just unfolds itself and just opens up. And then she opens the door and like opens both of them, and it's like a closet like stocked full of like clothing, and she pulls some drawers out and there's shoes and like accessories and jewelry. And then she sort of steps back out. As you can see, that there's a complete wardrobe inside of here, including accessories and shoes that are all portable that can go anywhere that you go. Thank you. And then she steps back and hits the button, and then it folds itself back up again, and she picks it up by the handle and then puts it back on the table. And then she just kind of stands there and looks around. And there's actually like a really good response. People are like clapping, and you can see like a lot of people that particularly that seem very well dressed, seem much more interested in this than like your average like person who's just visiting the symposium and like looking around at the cool stuff. Like they might be interested in something like that, and a lot of people are like clapping. And she does like an awkward bow, but then tries to curtsy, and it looks weird, but it was like thank you. And then she like grabs it and then just like walks off to the side, and she walks off outside. And there are a couple people that like raise their hand, and then they're like, what? And like 4 or 5 people like one person gets up and like starts walking quickly out of the tent, and then another person looks and they get up and try to beat them, and like probably like 5 or 6 people like all walk up trying to walk outside to find her, to talk to her first.
Well, that was pretty cool, I guess.
Yes, it was quite interesting. Would you find that useful?
Mm.
Maybe we should talk to her as well at some point, but maybe it might be worth finding her after.
Yeah.
Seems she might be a bit busy right now.
What do you want to see? Is there anything on your mind?
I'm not sure. Maybe if there's some kind of curiosities or maybe something to give us a few ideas of things we might need. That might be cool, I suppose. Like if there's like a section of like that alchemy section or something where there's like just like stuff that we wouldn't have even stuff that we don't even know that we might need.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
for sure.
Like you don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there is the whole like merchant, like, or the guild of alchemists and herbalists, that you can basically go to their like guild hall, and they may have like things set up specifically in their guild hall related to them, because they're not in the innovation pavilions. They're just trying to sell their goods and like make deals with people. So that's the next place that you'd like to go.
Yes.
Gotcha. And you get up to leave, and you see Thistlewick kind of come up and throws his contraption on the table. Like he like puts his like ratty ass like tablecloth, and like that has like the name of him and his invention, but it like he didn't have enough space, so it runs over to the side. And as you're getting up, he like slams it on the table, and everyone's like jumps, and he's like, automated potion crafting station, please view, and then starts his presentation. And I think that's where we'll take our break while you slip out while he starts his presentation. Well, that being said, thanks everyone for hanging out and watching with us this evening. We're gonna take a short break, so don't go anywhere. Maybe you can go grab some snacks and get some beverage and stretch your appendages, and we will BRB with some more D&D for your viewing pleasure. Be right back, everybody.
Bye.
Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you had a nice little break to go grab some refreshments and stretch your appendages. Where we left off, they had just seen the innovation. What did I almost said tent, but it's not. It's not a tent. All right. It is an innovation pavilion. What?
It was like tent. This is a lot smaller than I thought.
No, it's a pavilion. Come on. It's a pavilion, Marie. I don't know why that keeps popping into my head, but I believe y'all were heading over to the Guild of Alchemists and Herbalists. Is that correct?
Yes, we just want to see if there's maybe anything that might be useful that we hadn't thought of. Might as well while we're here.
Yeah. All right, so you can make your way over to the digging the music. I saw you being jolly over there.
It's beautiful. It's like a magical wonderland of science.
It is. See, like Tomorrowland, but not legally distinct. Inspired. So you head on over to and all of the like guild halls are in like a similar area. Apparently they were very heavy on their zoning laws in the atoll. But when you arrive over at the Guild of Alchemists and Herbalists, you can see that it is set up like a multi-story building, like a 2-story building. There's open balconies on the second floor, and there's like a double door grand entrance that's open in the front. And you can see that in the center, it's just an open courtyard. So it's like a small building that wraps around, and then inside is just a courtyard, and there are various like vines and things hanging all over like the building. You can see there's ivy growing up on the sides of the building, and as you're walking up, you can see that there's just the large open area in the middle is just set up for like stalls for various people talking about their tinctures and various herbs and things of the such. So in this area there are essentially, you can buy ready-made potions already created. You could potentially try and commission someone to make something if it's in their capabilities, or you could buy the ingredients yourself if you are an herbalist and would care to do so. So it's a pretty popular place. Lots of people looking around.
Can I scan some of the different vendors and herbalists here? Do I spot Freya?
Absolutely. 100%. She is peddling her wares to other people. She has some tinctures and a mixture of ingredients as well.
She probably wouldn't recognize me with my facial hair.
With your disguise?
Yeah. But maybe. Kuta.
Yes.
While I was out and about one day, I met a very friendly herbalist. She goes by the name Freya, and who knows? Perhaps she might have a few different things that might be of use to you.
Oh, interesting. Let's go chat.
Yeah, I believe she's just over there.
All right.
Can't be sure she'll recognize me in this state, but
Is it safe for her too if we need to reintroduce ourselves? How much do you trust her?
she seemed as trustworthy as any other.
All right, well, there's no harm in saying hello.
Well, I suppose I'll lead the way.
Yeah, and you approach Freya's sort of stand here. She's a middle-aged halfling woman, looks very cheerful and speaking very kindly to the customers. You can see that it has a sign that has Herbal Haven. Probably pronounced Herbal Haven with her accent. That's what makes it clever. And you can see that the exterior has like a little blooming flowers and baskets, a lot of fragrant herbs. And there are sort of shelves to her sides that have like filled like tinctures, jars, stuff like that.
I will just casually peruse.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
walk up and say, hello. Doing a good ton of business, are we?
And she's kind of like busy with like several customers. And when Cooter walks up, she goes, "I'll be with you in just a moment. If you need anything, let me know." And then she looks over and goes, "Oh, hello, dear. Yes, I'm quite busy. Is there something you're looking for in particular?"
Me personally, no, but this
Wow.
He looks over. Where's Emmy the cat?
I'm sitting on his shoulder.
Uh-huh.
oh,
I see you brought a friend with you. Does she bite?
I don't think so.
Oh, what's her name?
Meow.
She looks over and sees Cooter. Oh, you're all together. I see. And she sort of like reaches out to pet him. Meow.
I may look a tad different, but we met not that long ago.
Oh, did we? I'm sorry. I've met so many people during the symposium. What's your name?
Hayden. We shared a few drinks. Out of
second.
caution, I have changed up my appearance a bit.
And she looks and like starts to scrutinize you. Oh. And she's like looks closely. Oh, I see it now, Mr. Hayden. It's such a pleasure to see you. Hope you've been doing well. It's just absolutely slammed in here. Is your business going well? Are you enjoying the symposium?
It's well, it's more than I expected, but I'm enjoying myself. Yeah.
And you see her turn around. Martha, come here. And then there's another like halfling woman comes up. She goes, "This is the gentleman I was telling you about who was nice enough to buy me an ale. Very nice, but he's in disguise, so we don't draw too much attention to him." And then she just kind of like nods and like waves at you and turns around and sees like 8 more people waiting to be like checked out.
My friend here, it has a keen eye for herbs and medicines, and I told her you might have some things that would be of interest to her. So,
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so when you walked up? And she comes over to you. She's like, what are you looking for? Tell me about your experience with herbs or with alchemy or potion making.
Oh yes, well, I haven't. I do, experiment with elixirs, as it were. But I'm also our resident medic of our adventuring group. So any kind of anything with health benefits is always any medicinal use. Herbs are always wonderful to have on hand. Is there anything in particular you think that might help against, petrification or something like that? Could ever be too careful these days, you see?
Petrification. That doesn't happen too often.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. But, just in case, can't be too careful.
Let me see what I have, if you don't mind, for just a moment. Don't think I have anything prepared for that.
Or any similar ailments, something that could take someone out of action for quite a while.
Well, I have a couple of things in that regard. Now, if I plan the ingredients for something to reverse petrification, I could perhaps make a tincture for it, but I don't have any. It's quite difficult because, well, you have to go to the source, and, well, that's what leads to the petrification in the first place.
Yes, it sure does. Yes, indeed. I have heard that. That's all right. Perhaps just some basics.
Well,
I do actually have. I was wondering if I could get your feedback on. I have some violet fungus parts, some triflower fronds, and What's the best use for those? Have you used these before?
well, could you list them out for me again?
So I've got some brackish trudge. It's kind of
Oh,
it's a little bit disgusting. I'm not sure. I haven't
quite.
really found a use for it yet. It's taken up space in my bag though. Um, Luckily it's self-contained. Hasn't been an issue so far. There's also a flower frond and some violet fungus parts.
Interesting. Well, now the brackish sludge, that's sort of like very viscous, sort of.
Yes,
You
not
might,
the most pleasant.
well, you might be able to substitute some ingredients for a potion of fire breath. That might work. I haven't actually
Oh.
thought of that.
Wonderful.
And you said you have some sort of trifrond. What was that again?
Try flower frond.
Oh, triflower frond. I'm not too certain about that one. I haven't ever used it. I'm sure something a little research could take care of.
Yes, I'll take a look at that. But good to know.
What was the last one again? I'm sorry. I just busy day.
It was this thing, violet fungus parts.
Violet fungus. Did you gather that yourself?
Yeah, just picked it up, with one of our expeditions.
I tend to stay away from the things. They have sort of a rotting quality or so.
Certainly don't recommend it, no.
Honestly, and this isn't something that I really dabble in. It's not my thing. You could probably make a really nasty poison out of it if you really wanted to.
Oh, I mean, it might be useful for self-defense, I dare say.
I mean, however do you think?
Hmm.
You did ask about sort of things to help with your health and such. I do have an elixir of vitality. If you're familiar, maybe not. It is sort of my own thing, but it can sort of restore some of your vitality and then give you a bit extra, just in case.
Oh, wonderful. How much is that?
Oh, well, they are quite expensive, unfortunately. But, well, you're Hayden's friend, so I might give you a discount if it's alright with him, if he doesn't mind.
By all means.
So the elixir of vitality, it's going to restore the same as a healing potion, 2d4 plus 2. But then it's also going to give an additional amount of temporary hit points as well on top of that. So it's basically 2d4 plus 2, and then temp HP is 1d6 plus 2.
That sounds really handy.
So like in between a healing potion and a greater healing potion. I mean, I could probably give it to you for... Oh. I can't go any lower than... Well... maybe 150 or so.
Oh, I think we're running a bit low at the moment.
Well,
Do you think it would be useful, Azri?
Yeah, if keeps us alive, then absolutely.
I could spot the money for it. It's no problem.
Let's go halves on this one.
I mean, I have other things as well in regards to health and such, like a tonic of endurance that can help stave away exhaustion, reduce your fatigue. Of course, I have your standard run-of-the-mill healing potion, of course.
I think this vitality potion will do just fine. It actually sounds quite useful. Just have to be careful with when we decide to.
Well, there was one more thing. What?
Oh yes, the last one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to go on as well. I do have a well, it's called the Draught of the Brave. It will grant you sort of temporarily being immune to fear, honestly. There are other things like an elixir of fortune, Soldier Standard, Potion of Resistance. Elixir of Enhanced Strength.
That one, yes. The last one you said, strength.
Oh, Elixir of Enhanced Strength?
Yes. How much is that one?
Well, this one will probably run you 250 gold at least. What this would do is basically for an amount of time based on a roll, is it's going to give you advantage on any ability check with strength. Or it might allow you to sort of perform feats of like great physical prowess that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So it doesn't like it boosts straight like your strength stat like for weapons and stuff, but like you might be able to like carry or pick something up heavier than you would normally be able to, like jump higher because you'll have more strength, that kind of thing.
225.
Is he with you, Hayden? Right, he's part of your...
Yes, I have members of my company.
It's like, what's with your friends?
I could do 225.
Oh, that's a deal.
It's very generous.
Add an elixir of enhanced strength as a custom item, and I'll give you the stuff for it later.
Ooh.
Oh, that's...
And were you wanting the elixir of vitality?
Oh yes, certainly.
All right. And I believe that one was 150. Add a custom item for that, and I'll give you the stuff for it later.
That's right. I'll get this one. Just let me know who to give it to. Who wants it?
You hold on to that, Kuta.
All right.
And Hayden hands is 75 gold since we're splitting it.
All right. Well, it was very nice meeting you. I think we
yes.
might be. There's one presentation we at least need to get to. One last one.
Oh, which one are you going to?
Oh, there was the big one at the end. Everyone's all excited about.
Oh, the Skyward Emporium.
Yes, we've heard wonderful things about it.
Now, I heard that there was going to be a different presentation, but now it sort of has an air of mystery around it. I'm not entirely certain what changed. Maybe they bought them out or something.
What do you
Interesting.
mean there's going to be a different presentation?
I just heard that there was a schedule change for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why.
Do you know if it is new people or if it is the same person but maybe presenting something else?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm just talking about, rumors and such. Just know that there was a last minute change and there's a big air of mystery about the last one. It's supposed to be very big of some sort. Not entirely sure.
Do you know who might know this information?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the people that were doing the schedule or, well, the consortium, people that work for them. I mean, maybe someone from the Skyward Emporium could give you a hint about what they're unveiling or presenting, but I highly doubt it since there's not even a title to it.
Okay. Wasn't sure if there was some more information, but thank you.
Well, it's supposed to be big, is all I know, so I'm actually considered closing down the stall to go myself.
I would recommend it. Hopefully you can get through the rest of these people. We won't keep you.
Thank you very much, appreciated. Well,
It was nice seeing you again.
good seeing you as well. Nice pleasure to meet your friends. Come back anytime if you need anything. I have plenty of other type tinctures and stuff, so.
Well, I unfortunately believe we'll be casting off after the symposium, so maybe at a future trip
Right,
we'll
well,
come knocking.
enjoy the rest of your symposium and safe travels.
Feel free to send a mechanical pigeon or whatever that invention is. If you've seen it, it's quite interesting. Might be able to help you keep in touch.
I suppose I'll have to look into it. Never heard of the thing.
I believe there was a presentation on it at some point.
Well, I'll have to give it a look.
Shall we?
Let's see this new addition to whatever. So maybe our job is done.
As you're leaving, Cooter, with your stupid high perception, you hear her whispering to her friend she called Martha. She's like, "Wait, am I supposed to send him something? We're not that close. I mean, he bought me a couple ales. Like, that seems a bit forward and weird." And she just kind of like nods, and they're kind of like having a conversation. It's just like, I don't know him that well. Like, why did this lady suggest that? He's like, well, what did he say to his friends? I don't know.
Is it something that it's like? Is she just confused why we even came in? Or
No.
Hayden?
She's happy to see him, but
Okay.
that would, since you leveraged it to get discounts though, that'll leverage your favor, Hayden.
Okay.
For this lady,
Yeah. Right.
for your
Yeah, I
contact
mean,
that you made.
I figured we're leaving anyway, so
Yeah, never ever coming back ever. Alrighty. So you all want to continue on to the last portion of the presentations in the Innovation Pavilion.
We want to go early just to make sure if it's Valdir or not.
Yeah, to like see what's up with that.
Like,
Gotcha.
Emmy can sneak backstage to take a peek.
Yeah, of course. So you make your way over. They actually have the pavilion roped off. They're not letting anyone in currently before the presentation, and they're setting up inside there. And you can see that there are various people standing, like forming a queue. There's some people sort of stopping people at the doorway. You know that the doors to the pavilion are closed now. People can't see in. There's a lot of hustle and bustle around the building, especially near the back of it. But yeah, no one's currently allowed in. It's like I don't know. It's like PAX. You have to wait before they let you into the hall. Yeah, but
And
you all
Meow,
are there.
do you want to take a peek behind the pavilion? Let us know if our friend Valdir is there.
The cat does like one of those stretches, like, "Ugh," wow, and then like leaps off of Hayden's shoulder and trots off to do that.
Yeah. So you can trot off aside from the group. You head around the side of the pavilion, and it's all roped off. It seems like there's some impromptu like construction happening to the pavilion. It's very strange. It seems like that they're like replacing like a wall on the back or something like that. So what would you like to do?
I mean, I'm just looking for what's his face, right? To make sure everything's
For
so I can tell him
Thaldir?
where he is and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of go around and you see people milling about. There, you also notice that there is like, it's almost as big as like the pavilion, maybe half the size of the pavilion, because the pavilion's quite huge. Underneath like a large like drape, it's like they're covering something up. But it is, there's tons of people around it. It's sort of secured down to the ground so people can't like look under it or anything. And you're sort of milling about. Can you make a perception roll for me?
Yes, I would need to do that as a cat, wouldn't I?
You would need to do that as a cat, as you are a cat.
Crikey.
What does Emmy's cat look like while you're doing
It's
this?
a hairless cat that
Uh-huh.
looks really like pale and white, but if you looked at it long, you might be like, wait, it's actually blue? That doesn't
Mhm.
seem right. Why would cat be listed under monsters? That's concerning.
What do you mean?
For some cats, that's accurate.
True.
No,
I
valid,
this is fine,
yes.
'cause it says tiny beast unaligned, and that also sounds like a cat. So
It is.
I had advantage on wisdom checks that rely on smell, by the way.
Do you know what he smells like? I don't think you do.
No.
You never met him.
But yeah, I'm a hairless cat with like the kind of the wrinkled skin and looks almost like white skin, pale, but like kind of bluish tinged. Oddly, it has blue eyes, which wouldn't make sense if you knew anything about cats. You'd be like, wait, what? And then I have a little fancy looking collar on that we
Mhm.
probably doesn't stand up to scrutiny because it was from the costume bin.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, roll a
But I
perception.
have white markings that look like big glasses around my eyes.
Plus 3.
18 plus. What did you say? Plus 3?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I have it. I pulled it up. 18 plus 3. That's 21.
Alrighty. For the 21, you're sort of milling about there. Are you trying to be sneaky as a cat? Or are you just kind of weaving in and out?
It's Emmy, so no.
Okay. So you're weaving in and out, and then you see sort of a disheveled Thaldir who looks up like he's been up all night for several nights.
Okay.
And he's speaking to someone. It looks like the person that Azric spoke to get information on him that doesn't like Thaldir.
Oh,
big
yeah, the
kind of
bodyguard
foreman
kinda guy.
Yeah, the foreman type guy, the Goliath.
That's right. He was like guarding the door, but he wasn't like a bodyguard necessarily. Okay.
And you hear him just like yell, like just pleading, just please let me in. I can speak to Zephyros. I can make this right. I've spent several days trying to backtrack on my work. I don't have anything yet, but I'm close. I am close. Listen to me. I just need to speak to him now. And then the guy's just like holds his arms up and is just like looking at him like, no. Just let me in. I can do this. I've done it once before. I can do it again. And he just looks at me. He's like, you're not getting in.
So he's not even allowed in right now.
And you can see a large sort of entourage showing up. And you can see that there are several people surrounding one person. And this one person is sort of a very like majestic looking like Aarakocra, with very like vibrant plumage, almost like a tropical bird.
Okay.
Lots of very
Have I seen
vibrant
them before?
colors. This person? No.
Okay.
And they are wearing sort of a like some tight like tan like breeches with like tall boots, almost like sailor like boots, but like really nice, wearing like a white like frilly shirt, and then it has like a long like vibrant blue like jacket with gold like toggles on it, gold like accents. Like if you think of like the absolute fanciest like ship captain, like how they would look, this guy looks like that.
Okay.
Think like, you know, Age of Sail, like
How Azric thinks he looks when he's turning into other people.
Whoa. Excuse you.
yeah, like Age of Sail. Like think of like a British
Okay.
officer that like, you know, they bought their own uniform and they spent like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gold on it.
Okay.
And he's sort of striding in, and then you see Thaldir like light up. He goes, Zephyros, and Zephyros like looks over and just like looks through him, and like looks at him and just is like seething and looks away, and then like continues inside, just like doesn't even acknowledge him.
So they're already pissed at him. We don't even need to do anything.
And the bodyguard this like looks over when he shouts at him, and Thaldir takes that chance to like bolt and try and run past this bodyguard. And the bodyguard turns around, sees that he's sprinting, and then you witness all of this as the cat Emmy. This Goliath just runs like a linebacker and just tackles poor Thaldir into the dirt. You see like papers strewn everywhere. He's got rolled up scrolls that are just all in the dirt now. And then he just like lifts him like up by his shirt and then just throws him in your direction.
Okay.
Throws him and he hits the ground like right on top of you, unless you have to move, and then
I
he just
move.
looks defeated. And he's just like, ugh. He's got just dirt all over him. He's like, I had it. I was gonna change the world. I was gonna make things better for everyone. And this is what happens to me. It's over.
Now I feel kind of bad.
He stands up and brushes himself off, and he's like, I could do it again. I could do it again. I still have my notes. My years of research, I could build back. And he's like holding back like tears. And then he just sort of like brushes himself off and just like takes a deep like sniffle and like straightens himself back up, and then just starts to like walk down the street.
Oh my god, what do we do?
This was not the plan. The
Wasn't
cat
it?
kind of, I mean, kind of, but we didn't have to do as much as we thought. I mean, kind of slinks off. Go find the group to tell them. I'm gonna find the group, and like if there's a table that they're nearby, I will like uncat under the table and then kind of reach out and tug like the closest person's like jacket. Like, hey, I'm down here.
Hayden's the closest.
Okay. Tug.
Emmy?
I think there's been a change of plans.
What is it?
They won't even let that guy in to do his presentation, and I think he's already ruined. And actually, I feel kind of bad. He
No.
just left.
Do not feel bad at me. He was going to put to shame to my name as well as our friend.
Yeah, but he said he just wanted to change the world and help people.
And with the
Anyways,
cross, so don't worry about
he's-
it.
He's gone, so I mean, I don't think we have to do anything else.
Right?
Oh, fantastic.
Unless you want to, I don't
Makes
know, rub
things
salt in the
easier
wound, I
for
guess.
us.
But if you were to look like him, they'd probably come and drag you out immediately because you wouldn't be supposed to be in here.
Alright, well, that's just one less thing we have to do. All we have to do is
Okay.
if you want to watch the last presentation, and then the auction, of course.
Okay.
So great job, everyone.
I feel not good. They were really mean to him, and there was this fancy bird person, and they were really mean to him.
Fancy bird person.
Yeah, they looked
Jonathan?
like I don't know their name. They
Jonathan.
looked like a. That's what killed me. I hate you.
Stop it.
They looked. I hate
There
you
are
so
other
much.
Aarakocra.
He looks like you know when you think of a captain of a ship, like a really cool captain of a ship, and you think of the wind
like,
blowing through
like
their
myself.
hair, and like a really, really, really good captain that's like everybody looks up to. He looks like that.
Sorry. So, you're talking about me? Yes.
Oh no, I'm talking about this Birdman, Azric. You should keep up. I
Wow.
think they're called Aarakocra. Yes. He had very bright plumage too. Your plumage is not at all like that.
Wound me.
But you
get
don't have
plume?
colorful
Look at
plumage. You
me.
have black
Fluff
plumage.
it, and I'm like,
You're fluffing?
plume?
Well, I mean, we could paint it if you want.
Well, whatever. What is this individual?
I don't know. He seemed really important. And what's his name? Faldir. He was Falcor.
Who are you talking about?
How
The guy.
The other Thal. Fella.
Thaldir is the
Faldir really wanted to get his attention, and he wouldn't even look at him. It was kind of like when I'm trying to talk to Taj, and I can tell she doesn't want to talk to me.
Am I in the room or no?
Y'all in line for the presentation.
Perhaps that is the head of the company.
He seemed really important. We should try to get in league with him instead.
What
we already
would we
said
have to
that I
offer him?
mentioned.
I don't know. I just thought it would be a good idea. That's all.
I say we enjoy the last presentation, go to the auction, collect our gold, and then set sail as soon as possible.
Right, I agree.
Okay.
Agreement?
Aye.
All right.
Hmm?
The line moves forward.
Alrighty. Oh, what? I'm looking for something. Something that I didn't save. That's okay. It's alright. We'll wing it.
Have you tried this ambrosia? It's wonderful.
What is it?
Ambrosia. Very floral.
I don't know what that means.
It is an wonderful food of salad with fragrant yum. Mm.
You should do advertising for them. You're really good at describing food.
That sounds
I just
really-
picked up some samples from when we were at before.
Mm. Oh, I have a pocket full of samples too. Here, would you like this? And you can tell that Emmy just shoved them all into like a pocket, so it's all just like a disgusting pile of food.
Yum.
Mm.
Oh, I'm not picky.
I ate so much I was full. I figured I'd save the rest for later. I thought maybe I could give it to Chowder and she could just add it all to the super slop.
Sure, it'll
I wonder.
be lovely.
I wonder what this presentation will be then.
It should be really important, right?
I believe so.
Let's watch and find out. I believe it's
Okay.
about to begin.
Oh, it always takes so long for these things to start.
So
It's almost like they want to make you wait for anticipation.
Mm-hmm.
So the line starts moving forward, and you kind of are shuffling in, and it looks like that where there was seating in the Innovation Pavilion earlier. They've removed all the seating, so it's standing room only, and this place is packed. They've put a stage in the center, and you can see everyone sort of milling about. And there's actually some like musicians playing like some music in the background, like a low, like calming music as people are shuffling in. And then for a moment, sort of the doors close and the lights go out, and then like some arcane lamps sort of come up a bit. And you see enter the stage that same person that you saw, Emmy, that they were called Zephyros, who is an Aarakocra that's like a tropical bird. They've got yellows, greens, purples, reds in their plumage, and they're wearing, as Emmy put it, what Azric wished he looked like. Even you're impressed, Azric, because like that's a fancy captain right there.
Boom.
It's a brilliant asshole.
And you can see they take the stage, and the presentation starts. The lights get low, and he sort of basks in the audience as they're all sort of staring at him and taking in this moment. And he sort of holds his hands behind him and sort of paces on the stage a bit with a spotlight following him. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and esteemed colleagues, I stand before you today with great excitement and anticipation, for I have the distinct honor and privilege of unveiling to you a marvel of magical engineering, a testament to the boundless ingenuity of our age. For too long, the skies of Erebos have remained untamed, vast, and unreachable expanses that have eluded our grasp. But no longer. Today, I present to you the culmination of years of tireless effort, relentless experimentation, and unwavering determination. The first flying machine ever created in our fair land. Behold, the Skyward Voyager! And where you had witnessed them, it looked like they were replacing a wall in the back, they'd actually added a mechanism, because what happens is the rear of the pavilion opens, slides open, and this large sort of object underneath this tarp, as it's pulled away, this is the most bizarre, exciting, wondrous thing that you have ever seen. This is probably about half the size of your ship. You can see that in a lot of ways it is similar in some regards. There is a deck, there is railing, and it's sort of just sitting on the ground currently. almost with like some leg-like mechanisms, like 4 of them that are holding it in place. No sails, but instead of a full deck, aside from the railing, it's sort of encased in like a colored like blue glass, almost like and then with like sort of silver like connections in between it. So like lots of circular panes of glass around this large dome on the top of it. And this, everyone is sort of in awe. It's a magnificent vessel. It resembles like a luxury, like sky barge, if you can imagine that.
The ship of the future, but make it air.
Basically.
I stole my plans.
And as everyone's just sort of like gasping, looking at this just wild machine, Zephyros continues on. This is not merely a mode of transportation. It is a symbol of progress and innovation, and of the limitless possibilities that await us when we dare to dream and dare to reach for the stars. Powered by the arcane mysteries that course through our very world, the Skyward Voyager defies gravity itself, soaring through the air with grace and majesty. Its enchanted engines hum with the promise of adventure, beckoning us to new horizons and unseen vistas. And it starts to have a loud whirring noise, and it is quite loud. And you see this thing sort of lift up off of the ground. You see the sort of legs like almost crouch and then buckle and then straighten out. And you can see that it's hovering a good 20 feet off the ground. But the Skyward Voyager is more than just a means of travel. It is a testament to our collective ambition, our shared desire to push the boundaries of what is possible. It represents a future where the skies are not limits but pathways, where the impossible becomes routine, and where the wonders of our world are within reach of all who dare to dream. So my friends, as we gather here today amidst the splendor of the mercantile Symposium of Progress, let us celebrate this momentous occasion. Let us embrace the spirit of innovation that has brought us to this point, and let us look to the skies with hope and excitement, knowing that the dawn of our new era is upon us. Thank you one and all for your attention and your support, and may the Skyward Voyager carry us to heights undreamed of, to adventures yet untold. Fly high, my friends. Fly high. And you expect an uproar of applause and cheering and just general delight, but the room is silent. Everyone is they don't know what they're seeing. It does not make sense to them. This is something that this would be, you know, someone from the future coming to us now and just unveiling some sort of technology that we just can't even wrap our brains around of how this is even possible. And it stays silent for a long time. And then you see one of the people that works for Skyward, which is Skyward Emporium, his company. And they start to clap to like get the applause going, and then everyone kind of just is shaken out of their stupor, and then there's the applause and the uproar that you all anticipated.
So like slow clap.
Yeah. And you can see that there are some people that are like rushing to the stage to talk to the attendants, to figure out just to, who knows, just to talk to them. And then you can see that the ship is just then settled back down and is on the ground. And you hear one of the attendants trying to yell something over the crowd. And you basically make out, you know, every other word because everyone's screaming and yelling and like talking over each other. But the gist of what you get is that they are offering a select few people to give tours for interested investors.
Oh yes. How do we do that? We should do that.
Hi. Maybe we can talk to somebody.
Can we pretend to be somebody rich or look like somebody else? Or
We are from the Silver Tide Consortium, after all.
And if the sale and auction goes as planned, then we will actually have a good chunk of money to flash around. Not that we need to buy it, but might be something to look at.
How do we register our interest?
We have to get his attention.
Should we just mosey on up there? I believe we're still in disguise, right? So
Yeah, I'm just gonna rush up there and try to get the attention.
Sure. There are a group of people that are just like pushing through. But yeah, you could try and fight your way to the front. Who do you look like? Like, who are you trying to talk to? What are you trying to say? What are you doing?
I'm going to not demand. I'm just trying to get a demonstration to get on the list.
Gotcha.
Just like try to use my charisma or something.
Who do you look like right now?
I am Jorna Lighthelm.
Mm-hmm. Lord Jordan Lighthelm?
Yes, Lord Jorna Lighthelm.
Yeah. All right. Give me a persuasion roll, and then based on what you get, you can tell me what your spiel is.
Okay. Persuasion is 18.
18. Not enough.
I'll start spouting.
Unless you want to use inspiration.
I mean, that was pretty high already.
I don't know.
yeah. How do we top that? How would
Could I
did they
try?
mention- Yeah.
One of you could assist, or you could use an inspiration. But yeah, 18 is not going to get you there.
I guess I'll assist Azric.
Yeah, so you can do a reroll. I wanted to get this out of the way before you gave your spiel, because what you get is depending on what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna use my big boy. Oh, okay. That's a 20.
A 20.
Need to add
is-
anything?
20
Yeah, that's
total is exactly what you need. That was the DC. So what do you say to this person?
I'm like, Jordan Lighthelm, Silver Tide Consortium, coalition with Sterling Enterprises and Whitewood Investments. Would very much love to get a seat.
And the person looks to you. She goes, "Sorry, I've never heard of you." What does Taj say to push it over the edge since she assisted him?
Gosh, darling.
What do I say? Sorry, I'm so out of it.
It's okay.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, since he basically said, "I'm so and so with so and so," and they're like, "Sorry, I never heard of you." Since you're assisting him, what do you add to that, or what else do you say to get them to like let him through?
I put out my hand for him to kiss
Mm-hmm.
and say, I forgot. Is where this business is that the one that's on the island that you're lying about, or is this just something you made up?
We made it up.
Okay, I just wanted to, because what I was going to say is dependent on if it was here or there.
Our business originates in Lenares.
Okay. We are from Linares, so if you have not heard of us, that is okay. But we are one of the big names there.
So she sort of looks at you both. What was your name again?
Lord Jonah Lighttown.
And she thinks, and maybe she missed the Lord the first time. Oh, yes, I do believe that we do have a spot. If you would just wait, you are allowed to bring one additional person with you.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
She sort of gestures you
with me
in.
now?
Yes.
I will bring Taj with me.
Alrighty. So you get past essentially like the velvet rope, and there's a line of like maybe 5 other people in front of you. And you hear behind you someone basically just saying, what do you mean I can't get in? I'm right here. And he looks forward, and you hear someone go, Jonah, and you see, if you turn around, it's Isaac trying to get in, and they won't let him in. Isaac Sterling.
I'm going to I'm going to accept that I don't hear him.
Okay.
21.
Yeah, and he's just like, you must not be able to hear me. Just let me in. And like, it's back and forth, and they just basically kick him out of line. You do see probably 3 people ahead of you is Victoria Whitewood, though, talking with someone on her arm.
Oh, Victoria, so lovely to see you here.
And she turns. Oh, yes. Are you planning on investing?
Oh, absolutely. Depending if this thing really does fly.
Well, I mean, we all saw it.
Yes, but at what degree? What capability?
How far can it go? Is it something that is good for long distance travel or just around town?
Well, I know, but I think that gives me a distinct advantage, though, doesn't it? Oh, by the way, this is Rupert. And she just has, it's kind of like sort of a young, like athletic looking half elf. Just some dude. It looks real nice. Chiseled jawline.
Oh, a pleasure, Rupert.
And just sort of like nods to you, and then he looks to her and he says, "Oh, we're gonna go see the machine now. Does it actually fly?" Oh, hush, Rupert. Stand there and look pretty, please.
Poor little arm
You
candy,
have
Rupert.
some insider knowledge, it seems.
Well, I mean, they did need some early investments to get this off the ground, shall we say.
Yeah.
That is my specialty, so.
Oh, then with that information, then I am very confident with your interests.
Oh, believe me, it is the real deal.
Well, then I am delighted to see for myself.
I am curious about its operation in certain circles. I mean, part of it's going to be convincing them it's more science than magic, but
Yes.
people are just so stringent about that these days, aren't they?
Yes, it is how shall I put this lightly? Prevents us from innovation.
Well, I'm glad that you are like-minded in that regard.
Oh, that's very good to know that there are people of similar interests and minds. Perhaps we should speak more in quieter circles.
Well, perhaps you make a bit of a name for yourself, and I'll see what I can do.
Oh, I promise you, you'll be hearing my name quite more often.
Well, if you'll excuse me. And it's like her turn to go, and she kind of goes up a gangplank and is sort of looking around, and like she looks less in awe than everyone else, and she looks like she's scrutinizing this thing and like really checking it out. And after some time, it is basically your and Taj's turn up here, and you notice that they're only letting one group at a time, so it's taking quite a bit. And as you're sort of going up this gangplank, and it's quite a large, a long gangplank because its thing is just sitting on the ground, but you can see that there is the outside deck. It's like brand new, like polished wood. It looks immaculate, like any ship captain wish their ship looked like this. Like the only time it ever looked this good is right off the line, basically. And there's sort of a large, like almost domed structure to this thing, and basically instead of like a cabin door, the sort of like one of the pieces of circular glass sort of like opens itself, almost like it's like a little bubble almost. It opens itself and you can see in, and you instantly recognize that someone is using some prestidigitation. Like it smells nice in here, like some nice lavender type stuff. Like they're pumping up the production value for sure. There's like a tint on this like bubble, like everything looks a little more like blue on the outside, and it looks like there's not a lot of places like on a traditional ship. Like there's no mast, there's not an anchor, like you don't see a helm or anything anywhere here. It's just like basically this thing is built, like, for lack of a better like comparison in my mind, like it's like the deck of a cruise ship almost. There's like places to lounge, there's like a bar set up, like just, and it's not like huge. It's like half the size of your ship, so you could probably fit easily like maybe a dozen people on here and maybe some additional crew, like if that. And then you see that there is sort of a stairway that does lead downward into like the hold, but if you venture that way, your sort of chaperone will stop you. Sorry, that is proprietary at the moment. If of course securing an investment in our business would grant you sort of other privileges that most wouldn't get, so.
Oh, well, that's a shame, as I'm very good friends with the Victoria White. It would be very unfortunate that I won't be able to discuss further details of what I've seen here to further potential investment.
Well, I'm not in agreement with her then, unfortunately, as this is for investors only. So, initial investments starting at 10,000 gold pieces, of course, and that would most certainly give you the opportunity to see the full capability.
I see. Are you able to divulge any information on how long can it fly for? What is the weight capacity, and what is the plans for mass production?
I will say that during our tests initially, while we were of course configuring the ability for it to fly easily in the air for 48 hours constantly. We think with the right investments that we could stretch that to a week, a month, perhaps even indefinitely.
What is your stance on military warfare usage?
Well, I suppose that once these are in production, whatever the owner wants with their own vessel is their business.
Ah.
There are many merchants, of course, that have to protect themselves already, so
What is your timeline for production? Do you have an estimate?
well, that will solely depend upon investments, of course, and promises for purchases, but at this moment, this is our working prototype. But of course, as we get further along, production will take a much shorter amount of time. We're already working on our second, of course.
Well, many would rather see this as more magic than science. How do you plan to work around that angle?
Well, I would surely say that if there are ways for individual arcane magic users to get privileges to perform their, well, whatever it is they do, it should be very easy for this. It's just a machine built by people with just certain materials. I mean, surely that if they can make exceptions for this. Talks have already begun, of course, of sort of spearheading through the bureaucracy.
Ah. Oh, quite impressive. Well done. I'm gonna try to maybe see if I can peek of anything that's well, this is already out of the ordinary, but anything else that would catch my eye.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I got a 18 perception.
Yeah, it seems like they're playing this very close to the vest, as this is probably something that they wanted for just the shock and awe, but they really don't want anyone gaining any sort of insights. You do notice that they're you're curious how this thing works, and you remember hearing a sort of whirring sound. It was quite loud when it was lifting off of the ground, but it almost sounded like some sort of resonation of some sort. You've got no idea how this thing works, but they must have something. There must be something magical about it, but there's really not any indication here. This is by design, basically. We took our prototype and made it like a display item and are keeping anyone else from seeing anything about this.
All right. Well, thank you for the tour.
Of course. Yeah, so you kind of head off and you can see that there's there's a mock crew wearing uniforms and stuff. It's this could be you. This could be your pleasure yacht with your own crew and your own
it could be us.
your own bartender and that kind of thing. That's what they're selling it as at this point. And then they're walking you off of the gangplank. Do you have any other questions before we move to the next group?
Who should I contact if I want to invest?
Well, I would contact, of course, the Skywood Emporium. We'll make sure that Zephyros receives the information.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
And you're walking off of and there's sort of got people going up and then going down the next side, and you can see that Zephyros is there shaking hands and talking with his investor Victoria Whitewood, and Rupert is just looking back at the ship wow. And like as you're kind of coming up, like starting up, like their conversation starts to end and they start going their separate directions.
I'll try to stop Victoria.
Sure.
Victoria, a moment, if you have.
Oh,
would allow me.
yes, of course.
Oh, brilliant! This prototype, magnificent, if I may say. But I'm quite interested how the inner workings work and how the mechanisms make the ship afloat. I was wondering if maybe we could schedule something.
I think that you would have to well, pledge quite a bit of coin for that to occur.
Well, perhaps you can also put in a good word in for me for the Skyward Emporium with Zephyros.
I mean, I could do so, but what's in it for me?
Ah. Excellent question. Well, you have so many people who owe you favors or in exchange of goods. Let me consider it a friendly courtesy.
What are you implying?
Oh, we kind of I scratch your back and you scratch mine.
I mean, I have people that, of course, can do that. Why would I choose you? What sort of unique angle do you have?
Come to the auction tonight, and maybe you can see.
You'll actually be there?
Oh, of course.
Aren't you making waves?
We have a very rare, unique item that will be on display.
I'll make sure I'm in attendance then.
Very good. And I'll see you tonight.
Always a pleasure. And she sort of gives a curtsy to Taj as well. Come along, Rupert. And she like snaps her fingers at him. It just follows along with her. Yeah, and then you sort of make your way out, and then it's back to like the normal rest of like the symposium. You can see that there are still people that are like talking about the presentation. It's like, did you see what that was? It's gotta be faked. Someone was using, there was magic, right? Well, dude, of course it's magic, but it by itself, no. And like people are like, a lot of people are like disagreeing with what their senses are telling them and thinking that there's no way it's real. And then there's someone else is like, well, I saw people go up in it. It has to be real. And it's just like, that's all everyone is talking about at this moment.
Azric, how does it work? Tell me everything. Taj, what did you see? What did you see? Tell me everything. I've got my notes out ready.
It
Oh, it's
was very pleasant. They had a lavender scent pumping through.
Do they have snacks?
Oh, no
Did
snacks.
they have snacks?
You could have gotten snacks if you wanted.
But we did not eat.
Oh, you're too cool for snacks. I get it.
Well, there was below deck. I'm sure that the mechanisms that had made the ship work, but they wouldn't allow us down there unless we would, of course, make a very large investment to see the inner workings. But they're very strict.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. It looked partly like my plans, but slightly different.
I want to fly on it so bad. I've never been on anything flying. I still don't even know how to be a flying animal yet.
Well, they did say it would only fly for about 48 hours. So
Oh, well,
Fly
that's
any longer
hardly
than that.
useful, isn't it? How long would it take to get from one side to the other of the islands? Surely longer than that.
this probably is they're pitching it as a cruise air yacht.
I wonder how would it recharge in between voyages?
That is a greater question.
Anyway, do we have a plan to find out more? I must find out more.
Well, we need money, and unless we just sneak on there, or which I prefer.
We could
we
do
should-
that.
But if we wanted to actually invest, which not sure why, but we need to get through the auction tonight.
Oh yes,
At
the
least-
auction.
And if it's public, then they're like, oh, Silver Tide told him have a ton of money now. Then maybe investors will come reach out to us.
Indeed. Well then, yes, I suppose that's as good a place as any to start, isn't it?
Aye.
Do the auction then?
Mhm.
Is it about time?
Hey, do we have time to kill, or is it like wrapping up?
I mean,
The last presentation was pretty late.
yeah, it was a 7. You probably got like a good hour because like it's like the party's gonna start at like, you know, doors open at 8:30, but no one's really gonna be there till 9. That kind of stuff. You could also return to Madame Zafira to get your gold back.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So
Maybe we go to Zafia.
Oh, yes, you are more than welcome to. I will refrain from making an appearance.
Aye.
perfect. So yeah, is that where you all would like to go?
While we
I'll
have
stick-
the
I'll
time.
stick around here and smoosh and try to like listen in on people.
Actually, I think I'll do the same. I'll stay with Azric.
Very good.
Cool. Up to you if you'd like to make this a thing or not. But I think basically you're gonna get your 300 gold pieces back for embarrassing that dude and running him out of town. So up to you. I'll let you decide if you want to talk to Madame Zafira or not.
I don't think I have anything else to say, but
No worries.
if like it's beneficial that she knows that the thing works, like we can do a scene, but
Yeah, she doesn't know anything about it other than like the rumors and stuff.
You can go back.
yeah, we'll or I'll just tell her about it. Yeah. Let's do the thing.
Make it a thing. Let's do it. Yeah. So you come over to her shop. And she's there, and there are some customers. Things are starting to die down because it's the end of the day. But she comes in and she sees you. She's like, "Ah, what brings you back? Have you done what I have asked of you? Have you ruined him?"
We went in and we actually stole the device and stole the paperwork so he could not make another one.
You stole the device.
But there is something I should tell you. It
What is that?
works.
What do you mean
Oh.
it works?
Our friend Hayden, I don't know if he was in here or if he was a bodyguard outside the shop, but if you remember him, he touched it and said that he saw beings glowing, and he said all energy was taken from him.
You have to destroy it. You cannot keep that.
It is peculiar because when I touch it, nothing happens, as well as Asric, Emmy, Buddha. It only does something when Hayden touches it, and he is not magic, so I am inclined to wonder what else it does, no?
It is not worth trying to figure out. Putting that sort of power in the hands of just mere mortals is a recipe for disaster. You must destroy it. You cannot leave it for someone else to find or to get hold of. There's no telling what it could do.
This is true. We will not let it get out of anybody's hands. And when we destroy it, we will make sure it will not be put back together.
Do you know how difficult it is to destroy a magical item?
What do you suggest?
It's an immense amounts of energy. They are quite resilient by design. I do not have an answer for something like this. I think on this.
No?
You cannot risk putting it at the bottom of the sea. Someone else would find it.
We can hold on to it for now until we figure out how to get rid of it. It is better with us than with anybody else, no?
Well, if you say so. There are so few places where you can destroy such a thing. I mean, there are volcanic activity, throwing it into very earth itself, into the lava, and have it envelop it.
That might not be a bad idea, you know.
I have heard that the abyss can do strange things to magic. Perhaps it could just rip it apart. But
Would the abyss make it stronger or do something to my own magic? I do not want to risk my own life.
do not know. You hope that you can throw it into the lava and it will be destroyed, but this is... Things are made to be magical artifacts, so they cannot be destroyed without divine intervention.
Maybe we could break it. It does not need to be destroyed, but if it does not work, if it is missing some pieces, no? Would it still be destroyed?
I do not know if you can break it, is what I'm saying. You are welcome to try, but this is what happens when people lack the responsibility of understanding what their creations can do. This is what leads to the things like the abyss in the first place, but I do not say this lightly. I do not think there's anything wrong with you or I. When people meddle with things they do not understand is where there are problems. I trust you. And she looks at you in the eye. I trust you to do the right thing. I don't trust those around you.
They are good and bad. We all have our stories and secrets, no?
It's true. Be careful.
I will send message when the deed is done. Maybe you send me any information that you might know.
I will do what I can.
We are probably going to be heading out soon, no? So
it will ease my mind to know once it is destroyed.
I will do my best.
She kind of slides the gold back over to you.
And I put it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. She looks like in the 20 minutes that you've been talking to her, she looks as though she's aged just from getting this information. She looks weary. She looks tired.
I extend my arms out to give a hug.
She'll give you a hug back.
Yeah. And like while we're embracing, like I whisper in her ear, "It has been good knowing you. Thank you for all your kindness and help."
She just kind of nods and gives you a hug and then just lets you go. Like, it seems like this information has just basically, you ever reach that point where you're just like, I'm done with today. Like, I'm done with it. Today's over. that's how she feels right now.
Every day. No.
Girl, same. Can we all just take a moment?
Oh man. All right. So you
I
head
nod
out.
and walk out.
Yeah, back to the symposium outside, and it seems rather chipper after having such a somber conversation with your friend. But nobody else knows what's going on. They're just happy to be there, you know?
Just frolicking amongst the science.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
Yeah. Everything's, the streets are lit up. It's getting dark now. There's magical lanterns everywhere. There's just shedding beautiful colors. People are enjoying entertainment. There's like shows and food, and it seems like the evening is like where like a lot of the entertainment and stuff happens. People did their shopping and like their, you know, attractions during the day. Now they're like eating and just general merriment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Are our friends on the boat, or where is everybody?
They're people that are going to take you across the spire.
Yeah, like I assume that I went off by myself to go find her, so I want to like report back. I just want to
Easily
find my
enough. They
friends.
were just waiting on you somewhere, I'm guessing.
Okay. I lean over, and like put my head on Azric's shoulder, and then like use my tippy toes to whisper into his ear. So, the magical device that we have might be a little dangerous, and Zafira wants us to destroy it and not figure out what it is doing to Hayden. But I can't help but wonder what it is. I kind of want to know and not destroy.
I speak all flustered, and I'm kind of blushing because you're so close. I'm like, oh. And I lean in and whisper, I do want to know more of this device, especially if it can aid us in our endeavors. I'm curious why she thinks it's so dangerous.
She thinks that people do not know what they create, and she is weary, especially when I said that Hayden has seen glowing creatures. People around him glow, and that it is refining every time. And I told her it looked like she saw a ghost.
I wonder if she knows more than she leads on.
She might. I did not pry.
Because I think about it. The device could use divine magic, divination. She also used divination magic. So mayhaps she has a history with Haldir. And she, after all, wanted us to ruin his presentation or his reputation.
Aye.
What did I think about? Perhaps we should kidnap Haldir.
I mean, we could. What is it that we want to know? Maybe we don't even have to kidnap him. Maybe we could take him for a drink. give him some loose lips. You know what I mean?
Ah, very true. But
I
if we
need to
should bring Kuta-
dramatize him, no?
If we could bring Kuta along, she can speak, the intellectual language of the workings and of mechanics and bits and bobs, as she likes to say.
I
All right, something to think about. You smell lovely, by the way.
and I like flip my hair in his face so that he gets like a whiff as I walk by.
Oh dear. Right, well, shall
Oh
we
my.
get ready for... Ooh, hot here. For the auction.
Alrighty. So you make your way back to the courtyard to where you're waiting, and you can see that the courtyard is kind of like thinning out. People are finding their things to do and turning in for the evening or grabbing dinner or whatever. And you can see that there is some people around like a single boat, like a large sort of rowboat, and you see someone pacing, and he's wearing like a large, like ostentatious, like fur coat cloak type thing, very fancy, like dress and accoutrement, accessories and stuff. And he sort of looks, he's like, oh my god, I thought we were gonna be late. And it's Lucien.
Oh, Lucy, we're here. What's the matter?
I don't know. I'm just nerves. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's on display. We just need to get there as soon as we can. I, for some reason, thought we would be going early, but I didn't communicate this, so I'm just yes.
Listen, you are goddamn professional. You've done this hundreds of times. You've got this. I'll give him a little pep talk.
Mm-hmm. Make a persuasion roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. A persuasion of 17.
17, and he's like, I mean, all right, I've done these things all the time. Rare artwork pieces worth tens of thousands of gold pieces once a week, of course.
Office, of course.
All right, is everyone ready? And he sort of looks over everyone.
Absolutely.
I go to everyone's outfit and I press a dissertation just in case there's extra dirt or from muck they were walked over on or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Any schmutz on our faces, etc., etc.
I fix Hayden's tie.
Shall we get on with it?
Let's do it.
And Hayden, you feel someone's like hand like across your back, like someone running like their fingernail across from you. And then you like a flick on your shoulder, like really hard.
I turn to look and see who it may have been.
And you turn and you see Whisper there. And she sort of looks to you. She goes, "You just guys kind of shit, to be honest. Easy to find you all."
To be honest, I was sick of the disguises and wanted to wear something I bought myself. But, and what is she wearing?
Whisper is, let's see. Let me get some information.
We asked her to wear something nicer, right?
Yes, you certainly did. And she is.
Ooh, is she looking good?
She's wearing like a forest like green dress, like a very nice evening gown with like a cloak over because it's a little cold at night. And she looks at Azric and she goes, "Not a fucking word. Suits take longer. Or short in time."
Whisper Hayden sitting in the tree.
She like looks at you, and just she reaches inside of her cloak and then just thinks better of it and she just looks at you and she goes, "Get in the fucking boat." And then she like walks past Lucian, doesn't even introduce herself. He has no idea who she is. She's just like, ugh, and she just like sits down like, "Let's fucking go." She's like, "I got shit to tell you anyway."
All right. Well, chop chop. Let's get to it, everyone.
Is she with you?
Oh yes. She. Don't mind her. She. Very strong personality.
The fiery one.
Oh, very.
Also scares me a little bit. I'm not going to sit by her. I'm going to sit by her. And points to Cooter.
Oh no.
A wise decision made.
Of
course you are.
And he goes, "Oh, you let your bodyguards talk? I'm so forward."
Oh. I said it is an auspicious day after all.
Still talking down to Hayden because that's how you were introduced last time to him as the bodyguard. So he sits down and you all start the trek, and they have a couple people that are rowing across the sort of the waters that make up the atoll, and then there in the center is just enough land for like the gilded spire that sort of stretches up into the night sky. And Whisper sort of leans over to the rest of the group and she goes, "All right, here's what I learned, and there's going to be some things that you're not going to like."
Come on.
And that's where we're going to end our episode tonight.
No, you
Oh
son of a what the flip this table. What?
What a
Max,
cliffhanger. Oh,
I know where you
goodness.
sleep. Ugh.
Oh
I
my
thought
God.
we were
Couch
sure
tonight,
we were
folks.
getting through the auction.
I was like, surely the 5th episode of the auction will be the episode where we have the auction.
The next episode will be the
No.
auction.
Why did we think anything? Unless the reason being is because there's going to be a big battle that breaks
It
out.
better be a big battle. That's all
And
I'm
then
saying.
the thing gets stolen. And then
all I'm gonna say is that you all could have been like, "Fast forward to the auction. I don't give a shit about the symposium," and you could have done it.
Excuse me, sir? Oh, there's this wonderful symposium. What's that all about? You all should check it out. Like, what are we supposed to? We don't know.
Yeah.
Also,
Yes,
I forgot what I was gonna
Okay.
say.
I thought you froze for
Also,
a second.
flying pirate ship, please.
No, it's just late and my brain
Yeah,
doesn't
we
work well.
discovered a flying ship, airship. Okay,
Great,
now
it
we
was
have
worth
something to
it.
steal.
I
that
remembered
we
what I was
want
gonna
to
say.
steal.
I remembered what I was gonna say. If we don't get off this gosh danged island and do some pirating, I'm gonna
On the
lose my
flying
freaking
pirate
mind.
ship.
Yeah, let's get the flying pirate ship, and then we're gonna rob everybody and fight everything. How's
I
that sound?
feel like, do you remember the show Lost when it was on
Oh,
TV?
God.
Mhm.
Bro, we are on Lost right now.
Oh my god!
Get
Never
off
getting
the
off this island.
By the way,
What are the
in
numbers for that?
chat right now, there's a poll for the MVP, and you can vote on who the MVP is, and whoever wins will get an
Ooh.
inspiration that they can use for
Ooh.
the next session. They're probably going to need it for next time.
Yeah, we will.
Oh,
Oh dear.
100%.
But thanks you all so much for watching, and I regret to remind you that we're going to be gone for at least 2 weeks. Go jump in our
Yeah.
Discord.
That means
But
it's
Bun
even
and
longer
I,
before the auction happens.
Bun and I have
Everybody
to
pray
move.
for the deliveries.
And just
Sorry, everyone.
How
pray
dare
to
you
the.
better advance your life? God.
But in the meantime, make sure you go and throw a follow at all these beautiful faces here. We've got Kid Kerrigan, who is always streaming video games. We've got Moves Like Jagger, part of GGN Crew, also always streaming video games. We've got Mac and Cheese Please, who is usually over on the YouTubes doing something really awesome. And we've got last but not least, Virtual Spectre, who is fighting for democracy. Is that what you've been doing lately?
Lately,
So
yeah.
if
Until
you
Elden Ring.
are sad that we don't have a game coming up, you can just hang out with any one of them at any time. Follow them and you'll be good.
Yes.
And for those of you
Well
that
said.
are keeping score, we will be having Tome of Knowledge on Monday as well. So you don't want to miss that because that'll be the last one for a bit too, because moving and all that stuff.
And it'll be a really good one because I'll be there.
Nina's gonna be there.
Ooh, okay, now I have
Oh
to
my god.
make sure I'm there.
What's the topic?
It's something about voice acting.
It's voice
was gonna
acting
say-
when you don't think you
I forgot
can
that.
in D&D.
It's voice
Yeah,
acting for
that's
us noobs
me.
that don't know how to do it. Awesome.
Yeah.
I
Who
need. I
thinks
actually
you don't
need
know
that.
how
I'm
to do
gonna
it, but
take
you
notes.
absolutely can because you do it all the
Yeah.
time and you just
Yeah.
don't realize you're doing it.
I don't know how to
Goddamn
voice act, and
professional.
I pulled a French accent out of my butthole. So.
That's
That's
pretty
how
good,
you
too.
do it.
Taj, take an inspiration for your French accent out of your butthole.
Yes. All these hot tips and more next week on Time of Knowledge.
Oh my
Oh,
god, clip
merci
that.
beaucoup. Hein?
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on Monday and come hang out with us with Nina as she teaches you all how to be better at voice acting your D&D characters. So thanks everyone. Come hang out with us in Discord and we will see you next time. Bye everybody.
Bye, nerds.
Bye.